Congrats on now your eighth consecutive win. Is this the part of the season where everything just naturally starts to click? And how would you say, or how big of a challenge is it to actually keep this momentum going?
Well, we've been playing pretty well, pretty solidly now for a pretty good stretch since our little run-in with COVID there around Christmas and getting everybody back. Just I mean, I think all the games are a challenge. I mean, even tonight, I know it looks like it wasn't, but it didn't get off to a very good start. It's a 10-point game with about 4 or 5 minutes to go, so you're still trying to, put them away. Um, so there's always a challenge, I think every night and even in the course of the game to figure out, where to go, how to play, adjustments to make, and things like that, and then just keep growing as a team.
And last one for me, Coach. You started off in the G League,
Yeah,
as did Fred VanVleet.
yeah,
And now, super exciting, he's attending his first All-Star game
yeah.
next weekend. How is it for you as a head coach to have been able to witness his progression and his journey up until this point?
Yeah, it's been really, really something. I think that it's a great story that keeps getting better. Really, really deserves it. I mean, just the tenacity, the effort, the day in, day out work that he's put in, the confidence he's had in himself, and really not skipping any steps, undrafted and going down, like you said, playing for our G League team. Me, I always say everybody that spends some time in the G League comes out better for it, right? I really do. It's such a great learning environment for everybody that is fortunate enough to go through it. So pretty big steps he's climbed, and he keeps climbing them. I'm excited. I'm going to go to the game. I'm going to be there to support him because it's been fun to be along the journey with him.
What did you think about the performance you got from Trent and Siakam, especially that first half where they combined for 51 points?
Yeah, those two guys really came out ready to go tonight. They're really scoring the ball right now. Both those guys. Gary had a stretch of, I think, 5 straight 30-plus games. Just tremendous confidence. They're doing it with pretty good composure, lots of variety, in and out, driving, different matchups, different defensive schemes. They're just really confident with the ball right now, and it's good. I mean, to watch those guys continue to develop their kind of one-on-one scoring, I think, is important for our team down the road.
What do you think has been the biggest key to you guys' success during this winning streak?
Probably just our couple things. Probably just our first 5 really has meshed together with some great chemistry. A lot of times we'll have 4 or 5 of them 20-plus points, so they can hit you from a lot of different areas, and they've been pretty good about finding each other and just kind of taking what's there. That's one thing. The defense has certainly improved, and I think even though the bench rotation has been fairly short as of late, a couple guys have really rounded into that. Chris Delano. Precious usually comes off the bench. Those guys have been given a nice spark, and a couple other guys came in tonight. Kem, I thought, had a great stretch, and so did Malachi. So it's been a lot of guys playing well, and that's what you need when you go on a kind of a longish winning streak. Yeah.
Phil, go ahead.
Thanks very much, JQ. Let's start with Doug.
Hey, Nick, how are you? Congratulations on the win. When you in the second quarter went to the sort of trapping, full court pressure, was it to juice your guys, to get some energy into your guys? And obviously you thought it worked.
Yeah. I mean, I think so, Doug. I think that a lot of times, especially on these back-to-backs, that we go to something, whether a zone or a press or some blitzing or whatever it is, to just generate some, rhythm or unrhythm or something, disrupt rhythm or whatever. Yeah, disrupt rhythm, I think is what I want to say. And it does provide, once you get a couple plays made out of it, it does get your guys moving and flying around. I thought we had 2 good stretches of that, both by kind of the second unit, and it's good. I think somebody asked me, can you use that as more of a consistent thing? And I'd like to say yes. It'd be something I'd like to do with those guys, is get them up and covering the whole court and using their length and energy.
And, finishing, you got significant minutes out of Malachi and very effective minutes at running the team in that fourth quarter. What did you see that sort of allowed him to thrive after not having played in the significant minutes in a very long time?
Yeah, he just did really what we really want him to do, Doug. I thought he was really aggressive defensively. He was up the floor and he was into the ball. He was playing with speed. He was, like you said, really running the team. He called some great sets and got the ball to where it needed to go. He just played really hard, ran down some loose balls. That's kind of, the thing I'm saying for him is run the team and provide some, kind of 50-50 ball mentality where you're winning some of that stuff for us and get a little dirty and nasty out there. And if any offense comes on top of that, awesome. That's extra. He did hit some shots and made a couple nice drives as well, but he was really good tonight. Really good.
Great. Thanks so much. Safe trip back, Nick.
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Doug. Let's go to Mike.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good, Mike. How are you?
Good. That first quarter, you give up 41, and I guess it's kind of nitpicking because you win the game anyway, but do you look at that and say, we're missing Fred sort of stopping the ball in that case, or is that just those two backcourt guys from Houston just kind of torching you for a quarter?
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I'm gonna tell you when we're not ready to go and not into our schemes and coverages. We just, you come out, we blew like 4 things we were supposed to do right off the bat, and that kind of starts a chain reaction and gets them going, and I mean, it happens, right? Or back to back, you're always worried about how you're going to come out and what the energy level and the focus is going to be. And, we didn't have it tonight, but we found it. I thought, we got to search sometimes. It's not, it's not easy to do sometimes. So we got to change things up and change personnel and change matchups to get ourselves going a little bit. It's a lot of games in a short amount of time and don't play perfect all the time. That's for sure.
Got it. All right. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Mike.
Last one for you here, Coach. Goes to Oren.
Hey Nick, congrats on the win. I got a 2-parter here. The first is, can you talk a little bit about OG Anunoby's passing chops and kind of the development he's making in that area? Has that been a focus for you guys?
Well, he's doing a really good job, and I think a lot of that stems on is he's having great composure when he's wheeling and dealing in the lane. He's getting himself back in position where he can see the floor and he sees the help, and he's really getting off some stuff quick to some cutters to the basket. That it's kind of 2-part. It's him staying a little more on balance and a little more composed, and it's good spacing and cutting by our other guys to make themselves available.
And the second part is, considering going back to the trade you guys made today for Thaddeus, there's a whole lot of playmaking on this team, not so much 3-point shooting. Does it kind of help when you have a bunch of guys on the floor who can make good passes, interior passes? Does that kind of negate the need for great spacing sometimes?
Well, I think, Oren, that spacing sometimes going to be an issue, right? But I think that we're trying to make versatile guys, all the guys that can put it down. Again, I think, my favorite plays are when we move it around or something and Scotty realizes he's got a height advantage on his guy and he takes him down to the front of the rim and puts it in. Or OG realizes he's got a size and weight advantage and he takes him down there and put him in. And until they stop that, right, until they send multiple people, and when they do that, I guess, is then those 3-point kickouts should be there. And they should be good looks, and they're gonna need to be good looks. But I want us to stay assertive, and multiple guys from OG, Scotty, Pascal, Precious, those guys, Delano, those guys with some size to keep going inside and trying to use their size advantage.